Hey guys, today I have a new deck profile to you, and this is a Dragon Ball deck profile. I'm getting back into this again. I'm hoping that this one will do well, and today I gotta say, I'm gonna be showing you my Goku Lineage deck profile for July. Yeah, for July. We're in July, right? Yep. I've been waiting for this because I've been waiting for a bunch of cards to come in. Note to self, I do not have the cost 1 Bardock in this deck profile. That will be in another time, nor the Goku Jr. I did this pure yellow in my own version, a pure version of it. In my opinion, shout out to Hard Rock TCG. He's a great guy. He did an opening of the structure decks, the Dragon Ball Crimson. I forget the name, but he did it. I'll link in the description below for his channel, so you can check him out. He's right now doing a giveaway of a Battles of Legends Relentless for any for anybody who's interested. His rules are in his video. I'll leave a link in the description of his channel overall. Right now we have a beautiful beautiful lady here because she's my divider, my field divider right there. She's gonna stay there on Frieza's head. So yeah, let's get into this deck. This deck is really cool right now. So for our leader, we're running the Golden Grade Ape Son Goku. Now this leader is pretty cool. His auto is when this card attacks the leader, you draw a card. Pretty simple. Just like when you have this awakening like other leaders, you draw a card. And the other one is to awaken him when you have 4 or less life. You may choose up to 2 of your energies, shift them to active, and flip this card over. So he becomes, and when he awakens, he becomes Long Odds Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku. And obviously when this card attacks, you draw a card. Let me just a little bit there. Right there. A little bit there. His permanent is when your life is lower or equal to your opponent. This card gains 5,000 of power and gains critical. That's it, right there. That's pretty much simple yet powerful, and it's a really cool artwork of Super Saiyan 4 Goku in general. So yeah, that's your leader for them. We're gonna put you right here on the side. Okay, now we're gonna start with the extra cards. Then we get into. First off, we're gonna show off the search cards that I'm using for the deck. We're using 4 copies of Successor of Hopes. I've seen people use this in the sideboard and the side decks, but this is a really good card. And it's a 0 cost card, and it's a really good card. It says choose up to one of your Goku Lineage cards with an energy cost 5 or less from your five or less with swap. Add them from your deck to your hand and shuffle your deck. Now this is really great because this will help you find any of your swap 5 or less cards in your deck, and it's an easy search and it's a 0 cost. Pretty simple and straightforward. So let's move this over here. Next up, I'm running 2 copies of Planet Vegeta. Why? Because they're all Saiyans right here, and this deck is pure Saiyans. Except for one, I think. There's only one card that's one character here that's not same, but overall, your entire deck's same. So yeah, it's a searcher. It's a +1 searcher overall. So those are the search cards that I'll be using for this deck for now. You never know in the future. Now for your counterattacks, I'll be running the main card, which is Flying Nimbus, one of the best yellow counter cards in counterattacks in the game. Everybody knows what it does. Negates the attack. If you have a yellow card in your hand, you can discard it, and your opponent can only attack 1 more time. Simple as that. A very important staple for any yellow decks or any Saiyan decks in general. Overall, if you're combining this with any other cards. Yeah. Next one, this is one of the new ones, which is Instant Transmission. Now, Instant Transmission is really good because it reads, negate the attack. The permanent is if your leader card has Son Goku Lineage, you don't have to. You can activate this without paying Instead of that, you take a card from your life and add it to your hand. So this helps you more for your self-awakening. So yeah. Pretty amazing, pretty cool card. 2 copies of this is really good. You can bump this up to 3 if you want to, but I prefer 2 of them because you don't want to, take a lot of your health of your life. So yeah, those are all your counterattacks. Now for the cards itself, your battle cards overall. I'm running 4 copies of Adopted Father Son Gohan. This is the only non-Saiyan card in the deck. It's Grandpa Gohan. It's Grandpa Gohan, even though it's his father, but overall, Goku always calls him Grandpa. He has swap of 2. Now, swap is the new mechanic, which meaning that it will say you say the keyword, which is swap. You take the card that has the cost I want to say, which is 2, and it says right there Goku Lineage. Goku Lineage with an energy cost of 2. Play the specific card and add this to it. So basically, the swap will help you with cards with Goku Lineage, pretty much, and also helps you with more cards with swap. Now it says here swap 2, and also this is a blocker, which helps you block. Obviously, you know what blocker is, that you can use him to block the attack, and this card will become the target attack card that will the attack. So 4 copies of him. Obviously, this will be if I had the cost 1 Bardock, I would change this for this. Whoa. Next up, you'll be running 4 of the new Dynasty Son Gohan. Now, this card is really amazing because it has the same thing, just like Grandpa Gohan, which is the swap, but this one has a different swap. This one is swap 3, but this one has an energy cost, meaning that you have to pay the energy and swap him for a new one, like that, for a swap for an energy cost 3. Now this one is really cool because it has barrier. So this is pretty amazing because you can use his effect, swap him for this, then use his effect to swap, and then you can throw this, then do another swap. Crazy mechanics with the swap with the swap mechanic, fun things with it. But 4 copies of this guaranteed. Never less. This is a good one, and it has barrier. Next up, you're playing 2 copies of Unwavering Solitaire Shugesh. This right there. Okay. For your super combo. Now I am using another super combo card that I will show later. I'm just doing this from energy cost wise overall. I know people just show them overall, but I'm using this as energy cost wise. Which is he's a super combo. Right now, why am I running this at 2 is that there's a new card coming. There's a new card over there for the black cards, which reads if a super combo has a card that says play a card, it negates it. So Shugesh effect, when you come off with this card, if you have 4 less life, use this for a leader or a battle card. It gains 10,000. At the end of the battle, you can play a 3 or less yellow Saiyan card from your hand and play it. That's what is gonna stop Shugesh from that, from playing. But if it's a card that says draw a card, it will let you draw a card. So pretty much you're playing 2 of him right now because of that card. So if you get negated for that effect for this, you play the other one. So yeah, 2 copies of that. So yeah, those are the 2 costs. Next up, for the 3 costs, we're playing 4 copies of Ultimate Potential Super Saiyan 2 Son Gohan. And okay, there we go. Son Gohan. Now, this is a really good card. It reads, when you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards and KO it. So right there, it's really amazing, and it has swap 4. So meaning when you use swap 3, you swap him, and then you can go to swap 4. Meaning that you can play cards that are energy cost of 4 with Goku Lineage. So yeah, this is a good card because you can pretty much KO this. You can actually do amazing things with this card. It's a really fun card to use. You throw him out. If your opponent has any rest cards, you KO it. Even if it's like a big cost monster, a cost 8. If it doesn't have barrier, well, there you go. So yeah, pretty much 4 copies of this. This is a really good card. I recommend it. So yeah. Next up, you're running 3 copies of Dynasty Sun Gotens. Now this is another amazing card because it reads, when you combo with this card, if one of your yellow battle cards is being attacked, this card gains 10,000 of combo power of the duration of the turn. And this has also swap 4. Now this is another, in my opinion, another combo card, because this gives, if your opponent attacks a battle card, you use this as a combo card, and that will, instead of being for 5,000, it goes to 15,000 of combo right there. So that's amazing. So right now I'm using this at 3. I think it's a good ratio for this thing. But yeah, 3 copies of this. Next up, I'm using 2 copies of Power Charge Bardock. Obviously, the father of Goku. Yeah, yeah. So it reads, when this card attacks, you draw a card. If you did not draw a card with this skill, this card gains double strike. Now this is a good way to use Shugesh and throw him out really easy, or use the swap for him because he has Goku Lineage. Really fun card. You can use this for the Great Ape Bardock Wheel of Iron, because it says when you combo off with that card, choose one of your Bardock cards and evolution him. So it doesn't say it has to have evolution. It doesn't have anything. It says choose up to one of your Bardocks, and his character is Bardock, and his name is Bardock. It doesn't say if it has to be his trait or whatever, or era, whatever. It just has to say Bardock overall. So yeah, 2 copies of him. And you can hear the birds chirping. Next up, for the 4 costs, we're running 4 copies of, if I could put these right, Discovered Dynasty Son Gohan. Now this is another great card. This one has swap 5. This one has a cost energy of 3, and him. So pretty much you're paying 3 of energy and swapping him for a 5 cost energy. Now it reads, when you play this card with swap, draw 2, and also has barrier. Now this is a 4. Now this has 2,000 of power and it has barrier. Now that's amazing. And having a draw power is always a good plus. But to get that draw, you have to have swap overall. So yeah, good card, really good card. So yeah. Next up, for the other cost 4, I mean, is Dynasty Defender Son Goku. Now this is another one, a really good card. It has the same as Gohan, which is the swap 5 with Goku Lineage. This one has barrier, which is another amazing thing. It says here, at the end of the turn, switch this card to active again. Now just like Planet Vegeta for your Great Apes, this thing does at the end of the turn, swap it back to active. So another good card, and it has 2,000 of power, which is great. I love this card. It's a really good card. So yeah. For the last 4 cards, this is the other super combo card that I'm using, which is Plunky Dynasty Pam. Now this is why I'm using. Look what I'm gonna be using. Now Pam is not, this thing has swap 5, but you're not using this for the swap, or you're not using her to use her for cards. You're using her for super combo. Now it reads, when you combo with this card, if your leader is a yellow Goku Lineage, it doesn't, and you have 4 less lives, draw a card, and this card gains 10,000 of combo power for the duration of the turn. Now that's why I'm using this, because if they ruin with your Shugesh play, you have this instead. So you have the +1 overall. It's a +1, and it's a good card, and 2 is a good ratio. I wouldn't put this at 4, but yeah, good card. Oops, I put my hand in the camera. Why? That's unprofessional. I'm gonna get... Now for the big guns. Yeah, the big guns now. The 5 cost. This is where it gets juicy. You're playing 3 copies of Super Saiyan Blue Son Goku at the Apex. Now this thing has swap 8. Now swap 8 is 4 energies plus him. Okay? So you pay your 4 energies. Oh, sorry, I gotta put these. Pay your 4 energies. Take him from the field to the hand and you throw a cost 8. Now I'll show you which one is the cost 8 for this deck overall. Now this thing has barrier, double strike, which is dandy. Barrier and double strike. Now double strike is that he instead of taking 1 life, he takes 2 lives. This inflicts 2 damage really badly. And barrier overall, wow. And his honor is, when you play this card, if your leader is Goku Lineage, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. Doesn't mean it has to be rested, it just KO it, meaning it's dead. Now this is a good card. This is a really good card, and I highly recommend playing at 3 of this. I know a lot of people don't play this card, but this is a good card overall. So yeah, 3 copies of this. Actually, let's do this. I'm gonna leave these because I'm gonna show you what are the cost 5 cards, because they're a bunch of beasts for this. I'm gonna leave those. And for the other 5 cards, you're running 3 copies of a Bird Breakdown Son Goku, which is Goku when he turns into Ultra Instincts. Now it has the same swap 8. Obviously cost 4, pay 4, and swap him for another Goku Lineage with swap 8 or cost of 8. This thing has barrier, which is amazing, and it reads. My camera is activate the skill when you're one of your Goku Lineage with an energy cost of 5 or more. It's removed from the battlefield by an opponent's skill. If you have no cards in your battle area, you may play this card from your hand. Right there, it's just crazy. Right there. So if you don't have anything on the field, you can play this for free. Pretty much. Pretty much. And it's a good card. And you can use this for charging phase. But this is a good card overall. Now for the last cost 5 is 3 copies of Reborn Might Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku. Oh god, this thing is a beaut. It's a beaut. Now it has swap 8. And it's active for the main. Once per turn, choose up to one of your cards from your life. Add it to the hand. This card can attack and switch it to active again, and it gains. And if you have 2 or less life, this thing has triple strike. Triple strike means that it deals 3 damage. Now this is a hoodandy, and it's a good card overall because this is self-awaken each once per turn sometimes. So yeah. These are amazing. These 5 cost drops are just amazing overall. Overall, when you're just going from swap 2, swap 3 to swap 4 to swap 5, and then going to this swap 8. Now for the swap 8, you're running 2 copies of height of at the height of the mastery Son Goku. Goku in his full power of Ultra Instinct. Now you can bump this up to 3. I recommend 3. I only have 2 copies overall, but this is a great card. Now this thing has deflection. Deflection means that when your opponent activates a counter play, he's like, forget about him. That doesn't affect him. It does not affect him overall. It does not affect him. And the other beauties of this thing has triple strike, meaning dealing 3 damage, and it has dual strike. Now, dual strike means that he can attack again without doing, like Reborn, being reactivated. This thing has dual strike, meaning that it attacks again. And the other one is when you play this card with a swap, choose up to a total of 3 of your opponent's battle cards of energy, ignoring barrier, switch them to rest mode. Right there, it's just a crazy card overall. And this thing has 35,000 of power. It's just beyond insanity overall. So yeah, beyond insanity in general overall. So that's pretty much for the deck. I hope you guys enjoy this. This is a very fun deck, and I can't wait to get the Bardock's, a third copy of this guy, which is amazing. Wow, that guy's amazing. Like I said, shout out to Hardrock TCG. I will leave a link to his channel so you can check out his openings. He is making a giveaway for a Battles of Legend Relentless. Check out that video in his channel for the ways to get inside of this contest. I think everybody can enter overall, but yeah, please like and subscribe this comment, whatever you like. I am actually very happy with this deck, how it came out to be. So yeah, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. See you guys later.